Hello everyone, thank you very much for watching this video. My name is Luke Elijah and with me is Lomi Lomi teacher and practitioner Yehezkel Feldman. Hello Yehezkel, thank you very much for coming back to Singapore. This is Yehezkel's second time back to Singapore. He was just here several months ago and he did very well. We had to extend 3 more days to incorporate and allow all those people who wanted private sessions with him to have a chance to be worked and healed by him. Alright, and after following that, you went to Australia and Bali and had for several months. He had very filled up schedules there, and now because by popular demand, I've got him back to Singapore. And again, he had to extend 3 more days to stay because of the amount of people who wanted his sessions. Right. So thank you for coming back again and helping us. Could you tell the audience a little bit about how different is Lomi Lomi, especially the lineage that you studied under? How is it different from, say, seeing a chiropractor, a physiotherapist, or an osteopath?
First of all, hello everybody. Good to be back here in Singapore. Thank you for having me again. Your beautiful family. It's just a pleasure. To address your question, I feel that Lomi Lomi is a prayer, a work of prayer. So it means intention. It's really important that I come with a connection from Akua, it's called in Hawaiian, from God, in different languages, which means that my intention towards the session comes from a place of connection towards have a conversation with my client. So if you see a chiropractor, usually there's never that conversation. It's really a physical aspect of healing, which is a great thing to do. But I think there's something missing there. You want to address the emotional, mental plane of an individual. If you don't do that, somebody's going to recreate the problem through the imbalances that exist in them.
Right, indeed, well said. You're right. We have to address it at the root cause, which is usually a mental issue or emotional issue that then triggers physiological or physical ailment or problem, right? It's all correlated. And I honestly, when you do your treatment on me, you make me feel bones and muscles and sinews that I didn't even know are ligaments or bones in, right? It's even my chiropractor can't do what you do.
Thank you.
Yeah, definitely it's very unique. It's a technical discipline that I'm trained in 5 different types of massage therapy, and I can't do what you do. It's why you're here, because you can offer the audience and the world something unique, and as you travel, you spread the beautiful Hawaiian culture and the language and the aloha spirit, right? Everywhere you go.
It's a pleasure to be a vessel of that, spread aloha. And let's go into that for a second. What does that mean to spread aloha in the world? I think it means to be responsible to how you carry yourself in the world, how you behave to your people around you. Are you rude? Are you kind? It's very different ways how to show up in the world and to the community.
Indeed, actually speaking of that,
yes.
I noticed that comparatively you have a lot of respect. You have a lot of respect for elderly people, middle-aged people, young people. It doesn't matter. So much respect for you. Alright, and you're always hugging people, you're always smiling, and this infectious positive energy abound for sure.
Thank you.
Right. Could you share with the audience a little bit of your thoughts on the current state of affairs that's going on in our planet with this ascension, with the shift, the rising of the consciousness of humanity right now?
Thank you for asking that question. I think we're in a time where people are realizing more and more that materialistic gifts or gain is not going to lead them to happiness. I'm traveling right now in Bali, for example. I was there for a couple of weeks, and you can see people that live in very deep poverty. They don't have things that Westerners are constantly going after, and they're completely content and happy. And for a Westerner to come and see that, of course I'm trained not to detach from things as Ezekiel going through his spiritual path, but to see Westerners, I think, being the mirror that you don't need things to make you happy. In other words, your happiness is not conditioned to whatever is going to happen in your life. Your happiness is conditioned by your appreciation for just being alive. That makes sense. If I'm enough, if it's called enough mind, if I'm satisfied with just what is, which means, oh wow, I can see, healthy, right? I can hear, I can breathe, I can smell, I can taste, I can feel. everything and feel the world through my sensory, by itself, I should be in grateful state of mind. It's called in Buddhism enough mind, because I'm satisfied. There's nothing else I need. So by saying this, I think it's really important to adapt a habit of making choices, right? So I wake up in the morning, I have to make the choices to see the world in a gratitude state of mind, and not a gratitude of lacking. Why am I lacking? Why don't I have? And if I have that state of mind, I'm constantly in pursuit about something that is never going to fill that part of me that's looking for happiness. Because it's always going to be subject to something.
Something external.
That needs to be filled in. Instead of actually being present to this moment that gives me everything. I have my breath, I have my health, I have beautiful people in my life like you, you know. I'm traveling the world. I'm traveling the world, I meet beautiful people. Right? It's a gift that people, I think, take for granted. Yeah? So I think finding that balance is really important to finding gratitude in your life. I think that's a very big, also Hawaiian, and also from Israel originally, so also a Hebrew culture concept is being in gratitude. Prayers come from a place of being very thankful towards what's happening in this moment. I'm praying for my food because it's here, it's in abundance. I'm drinking, I'm praying for that, you know. Different aspects and protocols through Hawaiian or Hebrew or different indigenous cultures that have connection to what's happening now. It's about what's happening now.
Indeed. So how do you bring more of that mahalo, grateful, thankful, appreciative spirit into our day-to-day? Could you perhaps give some tips, like maybe 3 pointers? How do you bring that into to daily life?
So first thing I do in the morning, I thank for my breath. It actually comes from the ha in Hawaiian.
The ha, yes.
That's the breath, but in Hebrew it's neshima, right? So it's interesting that in Hebrew culture the word neshima, that's the word for breath, is correlates to the word neshama. Neshama is soul. So your soul is like the correlation to your breath. As the first thing we did in this planet is we took a breath in, and the last thing we'll do is take a breath out. So to remember that, right, so long I'm breathing, I'm here, and to be grateful for that aspect of being in this planet. Like I said before, gratitude is a huge component of actually being in the state of mind of high consciousness, because you're actually in a place of enough, not of wanting, like I said before.
Yes. Yeah, I've definitely observed him and witnessed him blessing and praying over his food before he ingests it, really showing gratitude. I do the same. Sometimes I forget, but most, like 80% of the time I'll do it, definitely. And if I forget, I say it after, right? It's okay. It doesn't, sometimes, we are not really in the habit, or we have so much in our mind, we forget to be grateful. So it's about taking that pause throughout the day to be mindful that, we are alive, we have our 5 senses, right? And look at this world, it's so beautiful.
Beautiful.
And we're surrounded by so much love. And, when you keep seeking it externally and not understanding you already have it, right? It was never going to be enough. That lack mentality is pervasive, right? And you just feel and attract more to be ungrateful for, and you want to reverse that, right? So I think it's really about discipline, and you have that definitely, right? I see you doing your yoga every morning, your breath work, right? Flipping yourself upside down, right? Standing on your head. And do you have any last words for the audience? Like, what can you do to, bring about more peace, tranquility, and gratitude in their lives?
Choices. Realizing that we have a choice. When we realize we have choices, we are no longer victimized by our own thought process. So I have a choice in every given moment to choose thoughts, or to cling to thoughts that stream in my consciousness that actually empower me, and to let go the ones that don't serve me.
Well said.
Right? Because in just for a metaphor for people who is listening to this video, it won't make any sense. Like, there's a garbage can over here. I don't know if the audience can see it, but there's a garbage can over here. It doesn't make any sense if I'm going to go to this garbage can and start digging in what has been thrown there yesterday and a week before, right? It doesn't make any sense. But we do this all the time with our minds. We go into our past, we go into our memory bank, and we go into the things that we really used and don't serve us anymore. Yeah,
this is such a good analogy, right? Why would you go dig on something that's already thrown away, it's already passed, like it's already rotting.
Yes.
You don't do that with the garbage can, so why would you do it with your own?
Exactly. So meditation concepts gives us the tools, right? How to become the watcher of the mind, and by doing so, you are now can catch yourself going to that place of digging in the garbage, and consciousness comes and tell you, hey, look what you're doing. You're digging in the garbage can. Stop doing that, and then you come back into to being present to what's happening now. Because there's so many moments in life where we can think about the past, about things that happened, or even think about the future, projecting about things that probably never going to happen. We create completely stories and dramas, but situations are not going to happen. When we're doing that, we go into the future, we go into the past, we're not being in this present moment. And as we know, like Ram Dass, the amazing teacher from Maui, beautiful being on this planet, who always talk about be here now, right? It's very fundamental of his truth of his philosophy, and it guides me all the time to be here now. Not to go there in the past and things already forgotten or done. I can't change it. It's finished, and I cannot really worry about the future because they're not being created. Of course, I can make plans to create a foundation for me to be healthy and safe in this world. I'm not saying to live in butterflies and rainbows and just be here without thinking about the future in that realm. But in the daily life, have moments where in nature, when you have friends and family, and you feel loved and you feel present, enjoy those times.
Yeah.
And recognize them.
Right. One last question, Yehezkel.
Yes.
Most people say, it's all well and said and done. It sounds easier said than done, actually, right? And it's logically, people understand that concept that they have to be present here now, but they can't help it that they are projecting and worrying about their future and stressed about it, and again regretting the past and digging in the garbage bin, as you said. They can't help it. It becomes a habit. So it's just, I know that I need to do this. That's what they'll tell you, right? Yehezkel, I know, but I can't help it. What do I do?
You stop doing it.
Just
Honestly,
stop.
You can stop doing it. You stop doing it, and also you become, like I said before, I think it's that simple. You just become a watcher of your mind.
Yeah.
And you're determined. You're so determined to live a life where you're actually creating or clinging to the thoughts that actually empower you as an individual. So if you have thoughts of self-judgment and guilt about yourself, that's separating you from connection. You're not seeing yourself in the right light, right? You're not forgiving yourself for something that happened, somebody that's done something to you, or you done something to somebody else. So it's learning how to let that go and move on. I believe God is very forgiving, or the universe is very forgiving, whatever highest source you want to call it is forgiving. And we have a chance in every given moment to make positive changes in our life. We just have to make that choice.
Right, indeed. It's determination, your choice is sincerity, your intention, your discipline. Say, okay, that's it. I'm really doing it this time, right? So it's how much you desire it, how much are you focused, right, on creating that positive transformation and transmutational change in your life. Thank you, Yehezkel, for your wisdom and your patience, your practice, and your gift and offer to the world. Right? Could you tell the audience where can they go to find out more about you and your services online?
Of course. You can actually contact me through my email. It's the best way to do it. It's YEHEZKEL 528@gmail.com is the way to reach me the quickest. If you have any questions about Lomi Lomi, you want to book a session while I'm here in Singapore, please don't hesitate and reach out. Thank you again for allowing me to be here. I'm so
Mahalo,
blessed.
thank you as well.
Your family's so amazing. Thank you. I love you guys.
Yeah, I love you too. We love you. It's like, he'll be coming in and out of Singapore, not just Singapore, other parts of the world. All right, next up back to Hawaii, then to Bali, and then Australia again, Singapore, Europe, so all over the world. Right, contact this guy. He's really good at what he does. Right, even my mom is learning from him, and my mom doesn't even allow me to touch her, to heal her. Allows this guy to heal her, to teach her. So yeah, it's amazing. It's a testimony to your professionalism and your artistry and your service to humanity. Thank you. Thank you everyone for watching. Please feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel for more similar videos.